Hi crypto kings and queens, my name is Natalie. Welcome to my channel. In today's episode, I'll go through what happened during my live streams when I actually did have my support at 6,800. And then after a while, I actually moved my support a little bit down, and I told everyone that, guys, I do believe that on the 3-hour chart, we do have a fake out. So the market will come back up, retest it, and then you see the market continuing to the upside. So I'll just show you what actually can happen if you're just moving the support or the resistance zones a little bit more, and you can actually just see the whole opposite of what the market is actually doing. So this is very important. And looking at Ethereum, we do have this bearish channel right now. This is the pullback that we're having on the daily, and as long as we're not breaking 4,300, we are still in an uptrend. Market can come back down even more, and then we see the market continuing to the upside again. So during this weekend, everything's been very boring. We did break this trend line right here, right now. So we just might see the market coming back into it again. We did have the fake out to the downside. We just might right now have a fake out again. So we have to be very careful about what we're doing and how we're seeing the market. Remember, I am no financial advisor. Everything that I do and say is based on what I believe. You need to look up everything yourself first. But please continue watching this video, and I'll show you what I see on Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. So we're starting off with Bitcoinsensus.com. This is a great website that we're having. We always have daily updates about cryptocurrency. So if you just want to go into and just see what happens, we always have daily updates. I'm going to show you what happened with this Bitcoin analyze that we did have since yesterday. So I can just click into it, and we can see that we did have this symmetrical triangle, and we are still inside of this. But this candlestick that you can see right now, this was yesterday's candle. So right now we have another candle, but we are still inside of the symmetrical triangle, and we are just bouncing off 61,000 and the 64,000 supports and resistance zone. So we have been going sideways during the weekend. The market has been so boring, and I think we all know that if we have been looking at the charts. So just what we are saying in this text, that we are right now in a symmetrical triangle, and it is a natural pattern, and it indicates that the price can break in either direction. So the market can break to the upside, it can also break to the downside. So right now we just have to follow the market and see exactly what it's doing. It's very easy to lose money when the market is going sideways, because most of the time we're just hoping that the market will break it, and then you have the fake out, market comes inside of it one more time. Definitely have to wait to see what can happen. If we're breaking it to the downside, we can find the support at 52,800, and this is what I've been talking about before. And if you want to trade on Bybit, we do right now have a bonus up to $3,500 if you're using the link that we're having on the website, or if you're going down to the description down below, you can also click on the link into that. And if you want to have a great platform for day trading, PrimeXbt is very good for that. You can get up to 50% depositing as bonus if you're clicking on the link that we're having either on the website, or if you're clicking on the link in the description down below. But we're continuing back down to the symmetrical triangle that we did talk about on Bitcoinsensus website right here, and we can see that we are still inside of this. So this candle was the one that we saw on the picture, and right now we're having another candle. We just have to go down to the lower time frames, and this was something that I did talk about on this live stream that I did have today. So we saw the market coming back up again. So first I was talking about that we would just might have a retest of this low right here, because you can see the market was having a downtrend. So lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then I did talk about we just might create another lower high. But then when I started to move my support and resistance zones a little bit here and there, I actually saw on the 3-hour chart that we did have a fake out. So remember, guys, so we always have to see where the market can have, where we can have our support and resistance zone. So for example, if you're having the resistance zone right here at these candlesticks, everything's just changing. So it looks like we're breaking it, coming back up, and retest it as a new resistance. After that, when I saw it, I just moved it down a little bit to this level right here, because you can see that we have more touches here, and it looks so much better than just having it here. Looking at this, it just makes no sense. So I just moved my supports a little bit down, and I saw that we did have the fake out to the downside. So on the 3-hour chart, I saw that we did close above the support one more time. And then I told everyone that this could happen, and it was actually what did happen. So we did have the market breaking, you had the fake out, market came back in, and then we retested the support, and then market comes back up. So it's really important, guys, that we are using the support and resistance zones at the right levels, because otherwise you'll see the market in a whole other different way. So looking like this, it looks like we did have the breakout retest, market continues back down, but no. Something that you also needed to think about is that on the higher time frames, we did actually have this line. If we're going back in time to the weekly chart, this is a line that I'm having since before on this previous all-time high at the close of the bodies, using this as a new support on the lower time frames. And when we saw the market coming back down with 2 weeks, this is a very, very strong respected area for the market to come back down to. And we are not just breaking a level on the weekly previous all-time high just like that. So I saw the market coming back down to that support, a very strong support. You have another support right here. I just moved it a bit. I just moved it around a little bit. Saw the breakout to the downside, the fake out. First of all, you touched the strong support. You have another support right here. You have the fake out on the 3-hour chart. Going down to the lower time frames, we saw the retest, even go to the 30 minutes. See, market comes up, breaks, comes back down, retest, continuation to the upside. And the first time I did talk about market coming back down, but just analyzing the market, and after that I saw the market went up, and it's a good thing. So right now we're still inside of this symmetrical triangle. Whatever can happen, we can come back up to the resistance one more time. We just might see the market coming back down again. On the higher time frames, I just actually want to move this trend line a little bit, because when having the market looking like we take it from the top right here, and I'm taking it on the fake out that we did have. And I'm gonna change this one to, so it's gonna look something like this. So this is how it looks right now, guys. For me, on the, if I'm using the trend lines, I can also take that one away. If we're also coming back up to 62,100 or 200, we can see that this was actually where the market reversed. So you had a wick, then the market came back down. So if we're coming back to that level, you can also see the market reverse back, maybe to the support of the trend line again, and then you see market coming back up, break to the upside. Or it can just break to the downside also. But remember, guys, we're having this huge, strong horizontal line, a previous resistance that turned into support. Can you see we've been trying to break this level so many times? But remember, it is the previous all-time high of the candlestick. So that is why we're having trouble breaking that level. So I do believe we still have to wait a bit to see and how the market reacts to this level. Otherwise, it's just scalping from one support to another resistance. That's what I'm thinking about. But as I told you guys, eventually we will break to either the downside or to the upside. If we're breaking to the downside, we're taking the fib, and I've been using this Fibonacci tool for many times right now on these charts, because the market hasn't moved that much. We could come back down to 52,000. We can even also come back down to this previous support that we're having. And on the daily, we also still we did have a lower low, and we do have a higher high right here, or just a high, because it's just previous with this one. So we're right now just moving sideways. So we just have to wait for it. But we do create a doji right here. Looking at the week, we have another doji. So either we're just breaking to the downside or we're continuing up. It's really hard telling right now. Whatever can happen. So just following market. Remember, guys, patience is key. You get paid to be patient, so we don't always have to trade the market. Looking at Ethereum, we do have this bearish channel to the downside. So this is the pullback that we're having on the higher time frames, because we did create a higher high. Market needs to come back down to create a higher low for then to be able to create a new higher high. We did have this previous support right here, also a resistance. Market broke it, came back up again. So this could also be the fake out that I am talking about, but we're just having a bigger one. We can see how it looks on the 7-hour chart, and this is how a fake out looks. So we can just move the resistance back down. You have the support, market tries to break it, market comes up inside of it again. We're also breaking this trend line right here. So we just might right now have a market breaking and retesting. If you're taking a Fibonacci from the lowest point at 4366 to the highest point at 4503, depending on how this candlestick is closing in 6 minutes, because I need a bearish candlestick for me to be able to put my Fibonacci to it. But if you're closing like this on the 30 minutes chart, we do have a evening star right here at a previous support and resistance zone. So this is where the market can pull back down to either retesting the trend line that we're having, or we can come back down to the Fibonacci level, also the previous support and resistance zones that we did have, for then see the market coming back up again. This is something that also can happen. We just might have a fake out to the upside again. Also, the market is closing, this 4-hour candle is closing in 3 hours and 5 minutes. So we just might have a huge bearish candlestick coming inside of this channel one more time, and then we just still have to wait and see how the market will react inside of this channel. It's just a waiting game for me right now to see how the market reacts, but we could definitely come back down, and I want to see how the market is reacting to this level that I'm having between 4,400 and 4,040, and then we just might see the market coming back up, because remember, the market is never perfect. The market is always moving down so quick one time. People think the market will continue back down. Market comes back up, creates the second leg, and then you see market coming up. So everyone get fooled on the first leg, thinking the market will break to the downside. It comes back in again and give you the perfect entry around this level, and then you see market just exploding to the upside. Same thing can happen, that we do believe that the market will come back up, then we see market coming back down, and then market just smash to the downside again, coming back and retesting this previous support at 4,100. So we just might not be ready to continue to the upside right now. We just have to come back down a little bit more, because as long as we're not breaking this low at 4,200 or 300, we are actually still in an uptrend. So the pullback can come back down to 4,300 and then see market continuing to the upside. So depending on what time frame you're looking at, we are still in a pullback. The pullback can continue back down, further down, and we're still in a uptrend. So this is what I see right now on Bitcoin and Ethereum. We just have to wait, be a little bit more patient with how the market is closing on Sunday, and see how Monday is opening. So market has been pretty boring during this weekend, and patience is key. The market is not always moving the way we want it to, so that is why we have to wait for the market to come to us, and then we react to it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please comment below if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something. Give this video a thumbs up. I hope you have a great weekend. Please trade with risk management. It's okay if you're doing something wrong. It's okay to get faked out. It's okay to have your stop loss taken. Don't be so hard on yourself. As long as you're continuing to practice this market, you will eventually get it. Please have a good day. We'll see each other in tomorrow's live stream and in tomorrow's video. Bye bye.